Hello guys, and today we're finally going to talk about Chapter 12 of Dragon Ball Hakai, Colored Panel. But before we start, can I ask you to please like this video? That way, you'll always stay updated with content like this. Thanks everyone. Before we dive in, let's first do a quick recap of what happened in the previous part of Dragon Ball Hakai. Last time, we saw Picon along with several gods of destruction heading out to confront the Primordial Beast. Their goal was to stop the plans of the Celestial Mages before it's too late, and now, this is where Chapter 12 of Dragon Ball Hakai, Colored Panel begins. The first panel opens in a mysterious place known as the Forgotten Dimension of the Multiverse, which, as it turns out, is actually the secret hideout of the Celestial Mages. Here, a mysterious being speaks, saying that the creature they're keeping still hasn't awakened. Then we see Tyra, who angrily scolds Brajan, saying, "Brajan, you're useless. What did you even do to him?" Brajan quickly defends himself, saying he didn't do anything wrong. The scene then shows what really happened during the time Brajan kidnapped Zunou. Apparently, Zunou was accidentally hit by Brajan's pet tiger, which caused him to be thrown across the area and hit his head on a post, knocking him unconscious. The story then returns to the present time. Brajan explains that his pet just wanted to play, but humans are just too fragile. Tyra snaps back at him, saying, "You fool, because of you, our enemies will have more time to prepare a plan. Especially since Zunou isn't available right now, we need his information to locate those beasts." At that moment, a mysterious being arrives and announces that Zunou has already regained consciousness. He tells Tyra and Brajan to handle the situation and do whatever it takes to get the information from Zunou. The scene then shifts to a room where Zunou is currently being held. Tyra steps forward and says, "You already know what we want from you, right?" Zunou calmly replies, "Of course. You want to know the location of the beast, don't you?" Tyra answers, "Exactly." Then Tyra points a weapon at Zunou and orders him to speak, to reveal the locations. But Zunou refuses. Shocked, Tyra demands, "What did you just say?" Zunou smirks and says, "I said no. I won't speak unless I receive a kiss from a beautiful person." Furious, Tyra yells, "What? Do you even know who you're talking to? Aren't you afraid of death?" Zunou then replies calmly, "There was a time when I felt fear, when a mortal named Frieza once threatened me. That disappointment in myself pushed me to train my mind to overcome fear. So now, threats don't work on me anymore. And if you kill me, you'll never get the information you're looking for." But then, Tyra immediately prepared herself and said, "So that's how it is, huh? Fine then. I'll just have to teach you a lesson myself." However, before she could even make a move, Brajan quickly stepped in and pushed her back to stop her. Brajan spoke up, saying, "Let me handle this. I'll be the one to give him that kiss. I actually like people with big cheeks." Zunou, looking annoyed, immediately said, "Stay away from me. I don't accept kisses from someone who looks like a toad." Hearing that, Brajan got furious and shouted, "What did you just call me? A toad? How dare you? It's not my fault if trash like me is the only one available here." Before Brajan could do anything reckless, Tyra stopped him and said, "Enough. I'll take care of this myself. Let me play with him for a bit." At that moment, Tyra removed her armor, revealing her well-shaped and alluring figure. She looked straight at Zunou and asked teasingly, "So, what do you think? Is this good enough for you?" She then leaned in and kissed Zunou. After that, Tyra asked again, "Well, did you enjoy what I just did?" Zunou replied calmly, "That's already 2 questions." This made Tyra irritated. "Are you mocking me right now?" she snapped. Zunou replied, "I'm not joking. You've already asked 2 questions." Tyra frowned and said, "Wait, even that simple question counts?" Zunou nodded, saying, "Yes, which means your 2 questions are already used up." At that moment, another mysterious being appeared and said, "You two really are amateurs. Let me show you how to properly extract information from someone like him." Tyra and Brajan both looked at the figure and asked, "How?" The mysterious being then prepared a magical technique and immediately cast it on Zunou. Within seconds, Zunou's surroundings shifted. He suddenly saw countless beautiful women surrounding him, making him smile uncontrollably with joy. The mysterious being smirked and said, "See, no one's better at this than me." Meanwhile, the scene transitions back to Picon. After the reunion of the 12 gods of destruction, Picon assigned a special mission to each of them. He ordered all the gods to return to their respective universes to search for the primordial beasts. Some were also tasked with preparing their universes for the upcoming threat that loomed over all realities. At this point, Picon is seen traveling together with Beerus. Beerus then asks, "Of all the universes, why did you choose to come to Universe 7? Picon answers, "Because I believe this universe needs the most attention right now. Zunou is here, some of the Dragon Balls are here, and of course, 2 of the primordial beasts are also located here. This will likely be the first place the Celestial Mages will strike, and since Universe 7 won the Tournament of Power, there's a high chance they'll focus their efforts here. Plus, this universe is my home, the one I used to protect." Beerus looks at him curiously and says, "You used to protect this universe? What do you mean by that?" Picon responds, "Yes, I was the very first god of destruction of this universe. Didn't Mr. Terran or Whis, who was once my master, ever tell you that?" Beerus looks thoughtful and says, "Now that you mention it, your name and your face do seem familiar. I just couldn't place where I'd seen you before." Picon then says, "It's better that you become more aware of your universe's history. Knowing the past of the gods is basic knowledge, something every deity should understand." Beerus smirks and says, "You really sound just like Master Terran." Picon then spoke again and said, "Terran once told me that you've always been stubborn." Hearing that, Beerus was surprised. "Wait, what? Master Terran told you that? About me? That's impossible. You died long before I was even born." Picon replied calmly, "It seems you're not fully aware of the truth, Beerus. Your master Terran was just like me. We were both slain by the corrupted divinity. Because of that, our souls were sent to the celestial world, and that's where I met him again in the afterlife. He eventually became a celestial guardian, just like I did. We've been together ever since." Beerus looked a bit saddened and asked, "I see. Then how is he doing now?" Picon's expression turned serious. "He's gone," he said quietly. "He died during our last major battle, just like what usually happens to most guardians." Beerus was shocked by what he heard. He stayed silent for a moment and finally said, "I understand." Meanwhile, the scene shifts to Universe 6, where Goku has just returned to his planet. He's deep in thought, remembering what Mr. Picon told them earlier, that one of the powerful beasts is located in his universe, and that evil gods might soon arrive to take it. Should I fight them? Goku wondered to himself. He immediately looked around for Angel Vados, but she was nowhere to be found. "She's still not here?" Goku said aloud. "Then what should I do now? I don't even know where this beast is hiding. And honestly, I barely know anything about my own universe." Thinking quickly, Goku decided, "I'll go find Leah. She might be able to help me." He prepared to use instant transmission, but realized he didn't know exactly where to go. Then he remembered that Vados once taught him something about this. She told him that as long as he could picture a person clearly in his mind, he could instantly locate them. The story then flashes back to that training session from the previous day. During that time, Goku was training under Angel Vados and asked, "How much time do I need before I can surpass Beerus's power?" Vados replied, "Listen carefully, Lord Goku. You need to focus more on your own universe instead of comparing yourself to others." Goku scratched his head and said, "Sorry, it's just that this kind of training gets a bit boring sometimes. I got distracted, but I promise I'll listen seriously now." Vados sighed but smiled a little. "All right then, let's make things simpler so you can understand faster." She then created an illusion-like image in front of Goku, showing the structure of their universe. She explained, "At the very bottom lies the Makai world, the kingdom of demons. Above that is the mortal world, where humans and mortals live. Above the mortal world is the cosmos, also known as the other world, a realm that includes Hell, Paradise, the Kaio planets, the Emma Palace, the Serpent Path, and the Kaio Grand Lord's planet. Rotating around this great structure is the Supreme Planet, where the gods of creation and other divine beings reside. And beyond the globe, between the cosmos and the mortal world, exists the Destruction Planet, which is where we currently stand." The scene then returns to the present, where Goku finally recalls everything that Vados told him. At this point, Goku began preparing to use instant teleportation. He remembered what Leah once told him, that their planet existed outside the main globe of the universe. "That means," Goku said to himself, "I just need to ignore the energy signatures coming from within the globe and focus only on what's beyond it." He noticed that the Kai dimension itself seemed to be constantly shifting and moving, but he brushed it off, saying, "No big deal, I can handle this." Within just a few seconds, Goku managed to sense Leah's key, and without hesitation, he activated instant teleportation. The scene then shifts to the Supreme Planet, where Leah was in the middle of an intense training session with Kiburo. Leah shouted, "I'm not done yet," as she charged forward to strike, but just as she launched her attack, Goku suddenly appeared out of nowhere, and Leah's powerful strike hit him directly. Shocked, Leah froze for a moment, while Goku, slightly singed, said in frustration, "What was that for? Were you trying to kill me or something? I thought this was supposed to be a peaceful place." Kiburo, surprised as well, asked Goku, "What are you doing here? Why did you suddenly appear on our planet?" Goku quickly explained, "I came here because I need your help. It's really important." The scene then shifts again, this time to Beerus's planet, where Vegeta was training intensely. Vegeta said to himself, "I can feel it. My Hakai power keeps getting stronger and stronger." But before he could continue, two powerful energies suddenly appeared, and he was shocked to see Beerus and Picon arrive before him. Beerus smirked and said, "Well, look at you. You're already up and about? You were on the brink of death the last time I saw you. I even left you in Whis's care." Vegeta replied, "Yeah, I recovered completely after I regained consciousness, so I decided to continue my training." Beerus rolled his eyes and said, "You Saiyans really never learn." As Vegeta looked closely, he began to sense an incredibly strong Kai radiating from the person beside Beerus. "It's stronger than Lord Beerus himself," he thought in surprise. Beerus then said, "Vegeta, this is Picon. We've got a bit of a problem in our universe right now." Picon looked around and asked, "Is Mr. Whis not here?" He's probably still in that angel meeting. That's unfortunate. I was hoping to see him again." Vegeta, still curious, asked, "Wait, you know Whis?" Picon nodded. "Of course. I used to be one of Whis' disciples. In fact, I was the first god of destruction of this universe." Vegeta raised an eyebrow. "The first god of destruction? Seriously?" Before the conversation could go any further, Beerus interrupted, "All right, enough small talk. What's the plan now, Picon? What are we supposed to do?" Picon answered, "I'm planning for the two of us to retrieve Janemba. Right now, that being is under the care of a mortal from this universe, Frieza. I'd like us to visit him together and convince him to cooperate." Hearing that name, Vegeta's expression darkened. "That Frieza, he must be up to no good again," he thought. Beerus then said, "What about the pod that's attached to Majin Buu's half, the one still within this universe?" Picon waved his hand and replied, "Don't worry about that. A reliable guardian has already taken that pod and will deliver it safely to the celestial world. I'm certain it's in good hands." Finally, the scene transitions once more, this time to the Magma Planet, where we see one of the Celestial Guardians who has just successfully captured one of the Primordial Beasts.